Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to ZSR. I don't quite know how we're gonna follow up that. Look, I haven't seen the CDI games in a while. Those were absolutely some gameplay that we saw from Sem and Trez, but we have the Twilight Princess Goron Mines RTA community race today here for you. Joined on comms today by Morgan and TGD. How are you two doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you.
Doing all right.
All right, I will hand it over to you two. We will get this underway.
Alrighty, awesome. So, yeah, this is Goron Mines RTA. For anybody who doesn't know what this category entails, because it's not very obvious by the name, it is starting the game from a fresh file and beating Goron Mines as fast as you possibly can. This route has undergone some changes in the past few months that we will kind of get into in a little bit, but as the timer starts counting down and stuff, we will kind of explain the start of the run. But if Morgan, if you have anything you want to say beforehand, then go for it.
Yeah, this route change is kind of a big deal for this category. I think all 4 players in this race have a PB that's lower than where the world record was 2 months ago. It's one of those.
Yeah,
It knocked like 5 minutes off.
Yeah, it's the TLDR of the reroute was it skips doing the entirety of Elden Twilight, but as we're kicking off, you're going to see it's a very similar start to any percent if you're familiar with it. So starting off with gate clip and then the frame perfect back in time. Basically, doing back in time, what the players are going to do is void out and reset on the exact same frame. And what that is going to do is place Link on the title screen instead of respawning him back in normal game. And that will give them, or allow them to do a couple different things. If they do a bit save, they can have a few different values. One is the more obvious, having the Orden clothes, or the hero's tunic, as well as the Hylian shield and the Orden sword. And then they also have the opponent tamed flag set, which will be important a little bit later on.
That's for this category. That's probably actually the most important use of the back in time save, because it will allow us to get the iron boots early, which actually happens in this route now.
That is true. Also, Andy is on Wii, so Wii is technically, it is the fastest way to play this category because of a specific glitch in Goron Mines that we will fortunately get to see in about 40-ish minutes or so.
Yep, Wii also has faster loading times, but it's impossible to do a trick called a boomerang long jump attack on the Wii version, which thankfully isn't an issue for this category, so it can actually be competitive.
But yeah, at the start of the run here, the runners just did back in time, and they're just making their way, collecting the lantern as well as a small key to save Tallow. It's a good time to introduce roll teching. You'll see all of our runners rolling everywhere they go, basically. As human, the fastest speed generally is just rolling. I guess not counting Epona's movement, but our runners are going to be trying to not only roll, but frame perfectly chain their rolls. Because for every roll that's not frame perfectly chained, they actually lose a little bit of speed. And you can tell if a roll is frame perfect by looking at the HUD. You can look at the sword icon or the lantern icon if the lantern is equipped. And if it is half opacity, then you know they frame perfectly chained a roll.
Yep, there's also, you can really get deep into the weeds on roll spacing and pathing. In this game, it's slower to roll on a slope either direction than flat ground. You also, it's more of an issue when you're indoors. You also have to space your rolls correctly so that you don't, if you're going to a door, you need to make sure you don't just bonk your last roll on the door. There's a number of ways. A number of things you have to think about in basically every room in the game.
Yeah, and especially on the GameCube version of the game, it's not so much a problem on Wii, but for GC, this Farron Woods area is especially laggy, which makes it harder to frame perfectly chain your rolls, but also makes it more important to chain your rolls because the time loss is much more significant just because of how much slower the game moves in this area.
Yep, I think if you look at Simi's screen, you'll see him turn the camera to try to reduce that lag in North Farron.
Yeah, and that's just to kind of hope to load a little bit less of the area in.
I say, and then he doesn't do it. He did brake slide up the slope, though. That's pretty swag.
Yeah, brake sliding is a tech that's not overly used, but is like more swaggy than anything in most scenarios. But you'll see it used in a couple places in 90%, but it will not be used in Goron Mines RTA.
Yeah, I believe
really.
the way it works is it gets linked to have a negative speed value, which in this case, Simi just used it to reduce the slowdown he got from going up the slope. But in full game categories, we would like to use it in a couple spots to like move through sand faster in Arbiter's Grounds. I think that's kind of the main use.
Yeah, so we have goats, everybody's favorite and least favorite part of the run.
Yep.
So there are elements of RNG to the goats. The spawning position is always the same. However, how reactive they are to Link's whooping does vary. So sometimes you may have a goat that is extremely reactive and the goat wants to go super quickly. Other times you could be right next to the goat and whoop and nothing would happen. And the goat just like stands there like you don't exist. But Andy with a 24, pretty decent. I didn't see Nimzo's time, but I'm guessing it was
24
very
is pretty
similar.
good. Looks like Anno's got a Howard.
Yeah, Anno's having a little bit of troubles with Howard. But besides that, should be able to clean it up next. Oh no.
Oh
another
no.
one. Yeah, so
Yeah, it's really easy to do that. That's all I'll say there.
but 36-second goats is acceptable for in a race standpoint.
It can be a lot worse.
And then another RNG aspect of the run is Bo.
Yep, who we are going to immediately in this new route.
Yeah, before
If
we
you look
used
at
to. Go ahead.
if you look at old Goron Mines RTA runs, we actually wouldn't get the Iron Boots from Bo here because we kind of need Bo to stay in the initial state for a trick later called text displacement. But we do that a little differently on the new route.
Yeah, with the new route, it's actually no, never mind. Scratch that thought. I would have been wrong. But Bo is essentially rock, paper, scissors. Whereas, except in the first phase, he has a do nothing option. And then in both phases, he can either step to Bo's left, he can slap you, or he can move to the side and avoid your attack entirely. Ideally, he'll do nothing or step to his left. That way you can one-cycle him with good mashing.
But yeah, it looks like Nimzo and Simi are actually still going for the Elden Twilight route.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, okay. So I'll see like a nice difference in routing between the Andy and Anno and Nimzo and Simi. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, it'll be cool. I won't have to just, talk about the route differences. We can see them live in real time.
So on top of getting boots now, Anno and Andy are going to be getting a purple rupee, which I can guarantee the majority of you guys did not know existed in your casual playthrough.
I didn't know it was there until I ran All Fused Shadows.
Yeah, me neither.
I should do some more of that. That's a fun category.
There's actually a purple rupee in this grass by the windmill over here.
Yep, and with a kind of precise side hop.
Oh, you missed it.
Yep.
That was surprising, actually.
It's a little bit precise.
Well, now you can very clearly see it.
He cut all the grass and didn't get the rupee. That's unfortunate.
So that'll be make it much closer. Oh, nice quick spin. Okay.
I didn't know that worked.
I'm guessing you have to have the grass cut to get it like that.
I'm not certain.
I don't know why that would make a difference, but let's see if.
No, hopefully it
Anno
goes a
can
little
have better
smoother
luck.
for Anno.
And the reason they're getting rupees is because they need to buy the Koro bottle for Koro TD a little bit later on.
Nice try, nice first try, purple rupee from Anno there.
Yeah, but so we got caught up in the new route. Nimzo and Simi are just making their ways through the sewer section. So having not done both, they're going to get into Fair and Twilight a lot sooner than the other two runners. But they are going to lose a lot of time by having to do Elden Twilight when it gets to that point. But
And Bow TD.
and Bow TD, yeah.
Bow TD is not fast.
It's a lot of like backtracking back and forth between the different areas. Or between,
Yeah, I'm
like,
really
back and-
not sad to see it go. Commentary is desynced? Oh no. Let me refresh the page.
I'll refresh as well.
Okay, hopefully that's better. Looks like everyone's in sewers now.
Yeah,
And
Nimzo
Nimzo's stream is not
Nimzo
running.
is just going into the Zelda cutscene for me. Alright, so coming up is one of the biggest gatekeeper tricks in this entire game when it comes to people trying to learn it. Sword and shield skip.
Yep.
Due to having done back in time, it is impossible to get the wooden shield and Ordon sword by your normal means because it advances Ordon into a weird state where it's just impossible to get them. Also, nice skull Simi. Goal of doing a long jump attack off of Hugo in order to get to jump over a ground trigger that tells you to go back and get this shield into an air trigger, which allows you to actually get into Farron Woods. And with the way triggers work in this game, air triggers take priority over ground triggers. So they can abuse that fact by jumping over the ground one into the air and then getting into Farron without needing the sword and shield.
Oh, we're re on delay, Traz. Thanks for dealing with that.
Nice, fast first try from Nimzo.
Yes, over on this, we're clearing the second dungeon. I think we will see some runners go to Forest Temple briefly, but it's not required.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about that. They need demand chicken.
Yep.
But fast first try from Nimzo.
Cubs, Forest, in this category, Forest Temple is where you get Uku. That's the only thing that's in Forest Temple.
Right, let us see if
Let's see, yep.
Simi can get it. But so
yeah, this
another
trick's really hard.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it.
Another route difference you'll see is that Nimzo and Simi are going to be doing, they will. So they'll all be doing Forest
They'll all
Temple,
do.
or Elden Twilight. I mean, or Farron. Oh my
Twilight.
God.
There you go.
But
You
the
got it.
routing that they're going to do will vary.
New tech from Simi there with the side hop. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. And to retry, you have to void out because a second jump attack would kill Hugo, and if you kill him, he will never respawn.
Also, even if you kill him with the jump attack, you can't get the second jump attack over the trigger off him.
So you'll be seeing Nimzo collect every single bug except for these first two, and he will grab those a little bit later on just due to a trick coming up here in about 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, we'll actually get different Fair and Twilight routes, so that's cool. You don't usually see that.
Yeah, you'll see Anno and Andy skip a lot more bugs on their way to, as they make their way through Farron.
Looks like Semi's still having trouble with sword and shield skip. And Andy and Anorak is just coming up on it now. Obviously, they're kind of behind at this point because they've already gotten the iron boots.
And sword and shield skip is a little bit weirder, at least in my experience on Wii, because you don't have control over the camera. But you can kind of do things to kind of get it to act in your favor, but it's still just a lot more awkward on Wii without that camera control, because the cues that we are looking for when doing it are on the ground, and it makes it kind of hard to see with certain camera angles.
Yep, this is the classic Twilight Princess black splotch on the ground texture lineup.
Should be good.
Perfect.
Yep. Kind of a slow setup, but it's important to take it slower in races to ensure that you can get a position that you're comfortable with, because a lot of
it's
positions
faster than
do
having to
work,
retry.
yeah. Let's
As
see
we're
if
saying.
Anno and Simi can get it. Hugo's not cooperating for either of them right now.
That can just happen sometimes.
Nice.
It's all too easy to just give in to the temptation of taking a bad position when he's doing it to you like this. That's killed quite a few of my runs.
That should be good.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
just short of the trigger, I think.
Alright, so I'm interested to see what Strat Nimzo does for these two bugs. So you'll see Anno and Andy just skip these two bugs that will burrow after this next set of mid jumps for Nimzo.
I assume he's going to do
But-
the void out.
Yeah, there's a very consistent strat where you just like jump into, or not jump, but run into the mist. Yeah, he's doing the void out. So what he's going to do is void, and that'll bring the bugs out of the ground. It is technically faster to dig them up if you're extremely fast with it and get good RNG with where the bugs go afterwards. But
Yep.
look,
And when Andy and Anno get here, we'll actually see them completely ignore the digging bugs because they'll be making another visit to that area later.
alright, so Nimzo is going to be making a slight change of pace for a little bit. He's going to be doing a super jump off of Jamal here to get out of bounds. And normally what you would see in, say, any percent or the new route is just go straight to Grove. But they have no other reason to go to Forest Temple. So they are just going to kill these two bugs, collect their tears, and then head back to do the super jump once again. This is just fast. That's why they do it, it's fast.
Looks like Semi's finally made it on into Farron. Yeah, this is kind of one of the more unique parts about the previous GM-RTA route that I'm kind of sad to see go.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the old Fair and Twilight route for Goron Mines RTA, where now it's just the same as any other bite route, but that's not to say that the normal route isn't entertaining. It's still enjoyable to do.
Oh yeah.
And then I didn't see Nimzo's second EMS, but it looks like it was.
It was
trying the
fine.
Second one.
Yep.
Okay. And
That's
now,
good consistency.
Yep. Now it's just a matter of making his way through Grove and getting the Master Sword like normal. Just a little bit earlier than the devs had maybe intended when making this game.
Yeah, in a glitchless category, you wouldn't be able to do this until after you'd beaten the first 3 dungeons, which is 2 more dungeons than we'll see get beat today, and completed Midnight's Desperate Hour. But thanks to that super jump, we can get it inside 20 minutes.
And something we haven't touched on is the language of the game. So I know for a fact that the old route Japanese was the fastest, And I'm not 100% sure what the optimal language is for current route. My instincts tell me German is faster now, but I could be wrong. Because Anno is on Japanese, even though I know he has access to PAL, and
Yeah,
Nimzo's
I'm
on the
not
old
sure.
route playing French, so...
French definitely isn't fast for the new route. Did Anno just get knocked down by the log? I think he did.
Yeah. I think so. I think I heard a crash.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I guess English is optimal because the Wii version.
Yeah, French definitely wouldn't work for the new route because rupee text.
Yeah, rupee text is insanely slow on French. There's just like a second after the text box is filled up that you just have to wait for the text to fill. Or wait to be able to press A, rather.
They really want you to know how much that 10 rupees is worth.
Little do they know I can't actually read French. Oh, Anna's going for the faster EMS. That should work.
And he gets it.
Yeah, a little confused there. Muscle memory there screwed him up for a second. But yeah, so 3 of our 4 runners in Grove now. Nims are at the end of it, and Anno just entering, and Andy somewhere right in the middle. And then Simi trailing a little bit behind the other 3, making his way to do his super jumps. The routes will converge once they entered Goron Mines.
Yep, fairly late.
The dungeon itself doesn't vary at all.
Yep, Simi's digging the bugs. Simi's demonstrating why runners prefer to go for the consistent strat. So that was pretty clean.
And we'll see if Nimzo can get a first try Master Sword puzzle. It's very, very complicated, so... Oh, he's doing the opposite, okay.
Yep, you can do it either way. Like
Yeah,
second
this...
try EMS from Simi.
Yeah, since this fight is just, or this puzzle's mirrored, you can do the same result, but just flip it 180 degrees and you'll be fine. He's just channeling his inner Wii, because he's on the Wii version. Wii spelled O-U-I. And now Nimzo picking up the Master Sword.
That's a good Master Sword time.
Simi having... Oh no, get hit. Please get hit. Okay, good. So Simi was trying to charge attack that Shadow Beast. And since the beast was like kind of up on a slope, it kind of messes with things a little bit.
Yep.
And then the charge attacks on slopes are weird. But I got scared there because he charged the other one, and getting hit would have canceled the attack, or his charge attack. But if he would have not gotten hit, he would have killed the other 2 and killed his run.
And left side EMS from Simi as well. Yeah, I assume just every TP runner has had the experience of having a charge attack on the Kakariko village, or Kakariko village messengers just completely miss.
Yeah, that one's
it's real goofy. Looks like Andy also knows how to do the Master Sword puzzle.
Very good. Oh, and so another difference. There's a 20 rupee over here, which I'm sure you guys also didn't know existed.
Yep.
Again, just more money to get the Koro bottle. It's 100 and... Is it 100 or 120?
It's 100. 100
Okay.
flat. You're thinking
120, I
of
think,
Barnes
is
Bomb
the-
Bag.
Yeah, I'm thinking Barnes.
Yeah, figuring out where to get those 100 rupees was a fun part of figuring this route out.
Alright, so
I
now
think-
that we are out of Farron, or out of the Master Sword sequence, Nimzo is going to collect these last 2 tiers and transform right before collecting. That way, out of the cutscene, hopefully he can get a 1-frame backflip that saves way too much time. It's like 4 seconds of time.
Yeah,
save
I
or
was gonna
something
say 5.
ridiculous. It's a stupid
It
amount
skips
of time saved.
some really long text boxes.
Yeah, not only does it skip the text boxes, but there's also a delay before... I guess you're not warping in this category. But from here he's going to do a save warp, and that is going to spawn him by the entrance to South Farron. And from there he's going to do an instance of Back in Time, but a little bit different than what you saw at the beginning of the run. At the beginning of the run, you saw the player save the Back in Time state onto a file. And instead, what they're going to be doing is loading their file whilst in Back in Time. And what that's going to do is put them in the King Bulblin 1 fight with all of their items from their save file. So essentially, wrong warping them into the fight. And then they're just going to do the fight like normal. You want to do 8 attacks on KB for this first hit, or for this first phase. And after every 3 hits, he can either go straight or do a really sharp turn.
It's
did a
like good
sharp
RNG
left turn
from...
Nimzo, but he reacted really well.
Yeah, that was clean. And I assume
doing
he'll
bite
get
like
the
that was the reason we did for
Farron
Farron
Twilight.
Twilight, because we need a valid bite address in order to do bite. We can't just bite off of any save, unfortunately.
Also, one of the reasons why we started from the Back in Time save to begin with, because the opponent tamed flag is required to be set for that to work.
True, yeah. If you were to try and load a file that doesn't meet those requirements, the file just won't load. It'll just stay as a black screen.
Yep.
But looking at Nimzo, you can see that Eldon is kind of in this, or Kak is in this kind of weird state. Fortunately, reloading and leaving and reloading the area fixes it, and they do that just by entering and leaving the sanctuary.
I believe Anno and Andy will just stick with the overlapping Kakariko states there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they go straight to...
Yep. Yeah, they'll just ride Epona straight to Death Mountain Trail. Which is slightly risky, because if you actually ride Epona into the Death Mountain Trail load zone in that state, your game will crash.
Yeah, so on Nimzo's screen, you'll see him doing Elven Twilight, and then Andy is making his way into Forest Temple. The only reason he's going into Forest Temple is to get the Uku. It is the fastest Uku that we can get, and that is required to do Koro TD, which they will do, I'm pretty sure, immediately after Farron Twilight.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Also, this wall doesn't exist for Nimzo. You can just kind of side. Oh, man, I'm avoiding the miss, unfortunately.
Andy going for the hardest trick in the game, throwing the Deku Nut at the spiders.
Yeah, the second one especially likes to just bust for no reason. Or, I mean, there is a reason.
It's
for
really
it, but it's
frustrating.
annoying.
The reason is really stupid.
Yeah, the hitboxes of both the nut and Nancy.
Oh,
are
he's not.
stupid.
He's going for Spider Scope.
Ah. They paid him off. Or
Yep.
her off. And then Anno is going to be doing the same thing as Andy, so he's just making his way over there as well.
Bad luck on the shadow beasts there for Anno. Sometimes they just get really interested in that wall.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. They just get very invested in that wall and nothing you do works. I mean, you can slap him with your sword, but that's slow.
Yeah, you just kind of have to pull the other messenger over to that area.
Nice woodpecker from Andy.
Yep.
If you jump attack into one of those posts before the that monkey jumping cutscene, he'll vibrate like a woodpecker. And now this is where the Forest Temple Ugu is. Which, like we said before, is the only reason that they came to Forest Temple.
The 10 rupees are nice.
Yep, and then Andy has all the money he needs for getting the...
Core OTD.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I think in this route, Core OTD would come after you get the Death Mountain portal. Because Andy hasn't done Bite yet, and I think that would eat text displacement. But we'll know in a second.
Okay, yeah, you do it after the Death Mountain portal. You're right. I just double-checked the route. I forgot that they have not done Bite yet.
Yep. That'll be coming up next.
Semi making his way to do back. Oh, he's doing technically the optimal. Oh, I guess he got a bad
He
frame
didn't
for
get
it.
it. Gonna try again? I have no idea what the right frame for this is. I don't do it.
It's the same as Forest Temple.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then for Nimzo, we have a trick called Bomb House Kick coming. On any percent, we have the boomerang, which makes this trick trivial. But you can also do it as Wolf, which is faster than doing it with the ring. But Wolf controls are kind of finicky. Also, that was unfortunate for Nimzo. In order to do a side hop or a jump attack or anything like that, that's not just a jump attack, or sorry,
Nice.
a side hop or a back hop.
Oh no,
Oh, did he hit the bug?
he got the bug.
You have to be holding a direction for at least a frame before you input your A press. You can't do them at the same time, otherwise
Yep.
it just won't do what you want it to.
One of the easier ways to fail Sword and Shield skip.
Yes. Ah, man. Hopefully
Yeah,
the
this
card
trick's
drop
hard.
doesn't... It saves about
I-
40 seconds, so they definitely want to do it. Alright, there we
I
go.
tried to learn it for a past GMRTA race, and I did not. I
It
did
was
not
like
do.
Andy's had some difficulty with KB, which is not uncommon, and it's a big reason why I don't run bite routes, because it's just annoying.
Yeah, notably, there are no difficult tricks that Gord's routes do instead of fighting King Bull 1 that you could also be inconsistent on.
And also a strat we haven't mentioned yet, but all runners have done it, is turning around about halfway on the bridge to be riding alongside King Bulblin. That just allows you to get 2 hits off on him.
Yep.
And a kind of funny side effect of it is if you mess up and try and go with the... if you mess up enough and are going in directions you're not supposed to be in, Epona will actually seize out whenever you do a quick spin with her. And it's very
Andy
fun.
is on Epona in Elden Twilight, which is an odd state of affairs.
Yeah,
That's not
it's
supposed
definitely
to
a weird
happen.
place. Yeah, it's...
The game really does not want that to happen, which is why if you were to ride Epona into Elden or into Death Mountain Trail, it wouldn't work.
So from here, Andy is going to... Actually, Andy and Nimzo are both on Death Mountain Trail, which is pretty cool. Except Nimzo will be losing a decent bit of time having to make his acquaintance with Bo yet, whereas Andy has already gotten the iron boots. And... Alright, he doesn't need the bug. I was confused for a second there. I'm like, what are you doing?
He doesn't need any of the bugs.
So what he's going to do is get the portal to spawn here by killing the shadow beasts, and then from there he's going to warp to South Farron and do Koro TD to get text displacement to get into Goron Mines, which I guess we never explained what text displacement is. Basically, it's transferring your conversation from one NPC into another. And the reason you need to do this is because, having done early Master Sword, it sets Goron Mines into a weird state to where you can't talk to Goron normally, to like allow you to get in. I forgot what he says, but like you just can't do it.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
Master Sword.
Like, I think it's you can get to the point where he says, okay, let's do the sumo wrestling, and then it just doesn't happen.
Yeah. But Koro TD for Andy coming up. It's a very dumb trick.
It really is.
It's frame perfect and loses about a minute to fail. I think it's actually slower to fail it on this route because you also get a small key, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So it's like 50 seconds to a minute with these routes, unfortunately.
So what we're going to try to do here is pull Uku on one frame during our conversation with Koro, where that's possible. And then the game will still think we're halfway through the conversation.
Okay, unfortunate.
Oh no. Looks like
so if you would have gotten it, you would have seen him pull the Uku instead of see that next text box after closing the lantern oil text. But to back it up, all you have to do is save warp, which isn't terrible, but it does spawn. Oh, it also spawns you way back here as well.
It does.
Compared to Hondo. Okay, that's really bad. Okay. This is like one of the more unfortunate things, that side effects of Koro TD being added to this route, because as you see, Nimzo is making his way over to Bo. For Bo TD, which is why they didn't get iron boots at the beginning. All you have to do is talk to Bo at least twice, and nice chicken.
Chicken TD.
Yes, Chicken TD, the next evolution of TP speedrun.
Nice one-framer from Simi to get out of the abandoned house.
Dang it, not second try from Andy either. Really opening the door
That's
for
unfortunate.
Anno. But, Nimzo is going to be talking to Bo. So, twice works for Bo, but 4 to 6 times saves your progress through the conversation. And then 7 is too much because that's the last text box before doing the fight. Hopefully Andy can get it this try, but it makes it very close between Anno and Andy.
Good bomb house skip from Simi there. Let's see.
Nice. Good.
There we go.
So if Anno gets it first try, it'll be really close between those two.
Yeah, so the idea is now Andy's game still thinks he's halfway through a conversation. So now when he goes to talk to Goron, the game will say, oh, you're already halfway through this conversation, and skip ahead to the part where he says, okay, now you can go into Goron Mines. And this time it actually works.
Yeah, TD is very silly. And those are synced warps. That was silly.
Yeah, this is basically our only application of it.
So coming up is the trick that basically made this whole reroute happen.
Yes, you may be wondering, how is Andy going to get into Goron Mines without finishing Elden Twilight?
I have a awesome answer for you. So well, first of all, he's going to do early elevator, which actually is that was in the previous route. That's not the new thing, but
Well, that's
prior
not
to like
elevator.
a couple of months ago, there was no way to escape the elevator. But Beast, Bewildered the Beast, I don't even remember what it was. It's been a few months at this point, but he basically found that you can transform in a specific spot by the Goron and frame perfectly roll and clip through the Goron, and it's extremely silly.
I believe it works kind of the same way as Early City.
Yeah, it looks very similar in execution. So
It's
you'll
something to do
see,
with like certain types of collision triggers or collision hitboxes get disabled during a transform.
yeah. So you'll see Wolflink do a little dance, and then Andy is going to try and frame perfectly roll out of the transform. Nice.
There we
Second
go.
try isn't bad. I think it weighs like what?
It's pretty fast to retry.
per retry. And then he's going to talk to him enough just to let him in and just kind of roll past these Gorons and enter Goron Mines. And then Anno is very swiftly behind him.
Yep, I didn't see. Did Anno get first try elevator escape?
I think so. I wasn't looking, unfortunately, though.
Andy wisely not going for the pipe jump.
So in other categories, we would have Boomerang here, but unfortunately we do not. However, we can just kind of use the flame jet to push us into the lava to go for a nice swim. That's
this
really
loses time.
though. Yeah, he was not trying to do that. He was trying to roll underneath that flame jet, but just kind of mistimed it. Oh, and Anno doing the iron boots.
Oh, I've never
strat's
seen that
very
before.
nice.
That's cool.
It's very precise and saves like a couple of seconds, maybe. I'd never done it myself, but he's going to be
I've
using
never even seen it done.
Okay, he's going to use the lava as well. Okay.
It's a fast way to get back to the start of the room in case you want to try doing it again.
Yeah, it's good for practice, right? There we go, Andy rolling under it successfully this time. But what they're going to try and do is, I'm guessing, either they're going to take fire damage from this torch slug on the ground, or they're going to use the that was scary, the tadpole in the lava to damage boost, or not damage boost, but take damage to have iframe so you can just kind of walk through the flame jets.
Yep, this is a pretty classic iframe boost strat.
And then Andy's going to jump down this really cool jump, which is very easy but looks very swaggy. Oh, Anno is just going for the casual strats, which you can do, it's just a little bit slower.
It's a good backup.
Can Andy get risky with times 0 note stage 4 seconds only?
He's trying. Nope.
You didn't save 4 seconds from it, but you did do it. Nice.
Yep. For some reason, the official name of that faster cycle there is risky but time saver to note, saves 4 seconds only. Now
Andy's
we'll be
going
trying
to be doing
to
slab clip, which is another annoying trick. But you can just kind of clip through this because collision and sliding collision is weird, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, I think you just kind of get squished into the gap and then
Oh,
the
unfortunate.
back of the door pulls you through. Oh, I didn't see it. What happened?
He went for risky with times 0 note 4 seconds only.
That's why it's risky.
Exactly, that's how it got its name. And also it saves 4 seconds only. But he grabbed super far left and just kind of like, I'm guessing he was trying to go for a roll and accidentally dropped off the ledge, or it may have forced him off.
And we just saw Andy do the first instance of the Wii only fast iron boots glitch. Very brief use, but we'll see more of it in a second or two.
And then Nimzo doing early elevator as well. This is a little bit faster than going up casually again. And he can only do this because he has talked to Goron and open Goron mines. The other runners would not have been able to just talk to the Goron to make him move.
Yep.
And so that Andy just force unequipped his iron boots with something else, and now he can just kind of freely walk on the ceiling, because we think, and this saves like a minute over GameCube. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
And you'll see it from Anno here in probably about 45 seconds to a minute.
I don't think. Well, you won't see the track.
You'll see the very slow iron
You'll see
boots.
why it saves a minute.
So Simi making his way back to Farron, or back to Ordon to get his iron boots. It looks like Nimzo also went for a swim in the lava, so I didn't see what he did, but
Everyone's doing it.
and I think that was an intentional death to get back to 3 hearts.
I believe so. I guess he didn't have enough health for the first 2 flame jet skips or something.
Yeah. And then Andy is going to be going for just like a gate clip. It's kind of a weird one. You can kind of climb onto this collision on the like the locking mechanism part of the gate.
Yep, and the Tektites can make it harder for you.
Yeah, and as Wolf, you take double damage as well, so it's important to not get tag teamed by them. But
And Anno has been slowly clonking along the magnetic ceiling for about 30 seconds now.
yeah, you've
So-
seen
so
him
that
doing
part is-
some. Oh, go ahead.
That part is even worse in 100% because you basically have to do it twice.
Right, because we did the heart piece. Yeah.
Yep.
And you see them doing some slash combos. That is to just kind of speed up the walking on the thing. Can you get walkie slashy? Okay, you did the quick spin.
Not even going for the pot jump.
SMH.
It's technically fast.
That is true. If you want to see the pot jump, and it's probably on ZSR.
I assume so.
But Andy's making
It
his way to
saves-
get this small key, which for me casually, it stumped me because I assumed it was rupees. So I didn't open this chest for a very long time, thinking it was just
Yeah,
money.
that happened to me the first time I went to Goron Mines.
Oh, Andy is going for. I have synced just now. Andy's going for key shard skip,
Yep.
which is both angle precise and not very precise, but angle specific and frame perfect. Or it might the
It's
frame
kind of
window
a
might
bad
vary
trick, which
depending on
sucks.
the angle. Yeah, it saves. What does it save?
Lots of time.
It saves. I think you have to get it within. I think after 8 tries, it starts becoming slower.
Well, he must have got
Oh,
it, but I
unfortunate.
missed him actually
Okay.
getting it because the stream. Oh no.
Yeah, he went for the iron boots to jump slash off and did it way too early. It looked like.
That's unfortunate.
Unfortunate, yeah.
I believe that means he has to do key shard skip again.
Yep. He has to make his way all the way around again. It's
Still, the version difference means he's got a pretty comfortable lead over Anno at this point.
yeah.
Nice second try. Assume he'll be a little more cautious this time.
And Nimzo's actually not too terribly far behind Anno, as far as like route differences go.
Yep. Well, he's still gotta do the ceiling room.
Yeah. Simi just doing early elevator as well. And then Andy is doing Dangoro. He's going to be going for a fast strat of doing 3 jump attacks and then 3 backflips and then equipping iron boots the mid-third backflip. And what
I
he's
am
going to
so
try
bad
and do
at
is
this strat.
get. So he's going to get hit or dodge 3 times with the shield, and then what he's going to do is grab him, and when he gets pushed off, he will
Oh, nice. You
basically
got
get
the
Dangoro stuck underneath the platform for a quick second hit.
you got
then
the
as
good
you
RNG
saw-
for the spin.
Yeah.
That is a fast Dangoro fight.
Yeah, it's depending on where Dangoro jumps, you can get the what's it called? That quick spin you saw out of the Dangoro coming right back up. Otherwise, you have to like wait for him to get back up.
Yeah,
Read,
you just have
collect
to
himself.
guess on it. Like there is enough time to actually react to which way he bounces.
It's also very close between Anno and Andy now. With Anno getting, it was like first, I don't know if it was first try, but definitely not falling down into the lava or the water.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
And that should be good from Anna. We'll see. If he can
Semi
get the-
wisely choosing not to get knocked back into the lava.
Oh, Anno also getting the fast Dangoro, which is very good. Actually, fun fact, all 4 of these runners have held the world record in this category at one point or another, I think. Yeah.
You know better than I do.
Simi held it for a very long time. Then Nimzo took it back during the time of last year's GMRTA tournament. And then when the new stuff was discovered, Anno was the first one to get like a decent time with the route. So he held the record for a decent amount of time. And then Andy is the current holder of the record. So
It's finally back on the Wii version.
but now that he's gotten Bo with a W, he's going to make his way to Virus. Which there's actually some new tech for Virus as well, which we'll kind of touch on.
Oh
when
yeah,
we
I
get
forgot
over there.
about that. I should probably learn that for AD when I get back to that category.
Or Hundo.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do AD first.
True. Yeah, Nimzo, you don't have Boomerang, buddy.
Yeah. Nimzo going for the Iron Boots LJA, I assume.
Andy
Yeah, and
making
in
his way
other
over.
categories, you'd see runners just using a long jump attack to skip cutting the bridge down there, but it's not faster than, not going to Forest Temple.
So Andy is making sure to kill those. Well, I guess he didn't do it, but basically he wants to kill those Boblins and make sure they fully explode before jumping down. Always gonna go for the fancy movement. Okay. Yeah. So on Wii, so you can do a Iron Boots Moon Boost or Moon Boots on both Wii and GC, but for some reason it just gives you more height on Wii. And it allows them to get out of bounds like Andy just did, and it's a very cool movement. There is a slight variation.
That must be one of the few applications of a jump attack moon boots.
Yeah, it's very uncommon.
You can do it with a few sword moves, but jump attack is kind of the least useful one.
Then Andy doing a drop-off jump attack to land on the sledge. You can also do a more optimal one where you land on the bridge, or like past the bridge, but that one is more precise. And if you fail it, you fall in the water and have to swim all the way back and do it again.
Yep. He's having some trouble with the sniping there. Kids,
Yeah,
this is why you
Anno
don't
is
do
just
pointer
pulling the
controls.
thing. Now let's see if Nimzo can get the fast strat. He should be fine. Yeah, he'll be good.
I think he
Nimzo
just missed
unfortunately
the
not
spin
getting the
attack.
quick spin. Yeah. So
Yep,
what
so he's
Andy is
gotta go
going to
around
be
again.
doing here is shooting him in the eye the first time, and casually what we're supposed to do is shoot him twice more in the forehead. However, recently Ethernet found out that you can just kind of not do that, by grabbing the chain at within a specific window before, like when he raises his arms up.
Yeah, I forget how
And-
precise it is. I don't think it's that hard.
I think it was like it's a handful of frames that you have for.
Yeah, I know it's like it's some single-digit number, but there's a good visual cue for it.
And you can do that for these twice, and that skips having to shoot him in the forehead, which one you have to shoot him, but also he's like gets like all angry and gets all over the place, and it's can be kind of a mess, especially if you get bad RNG from him.
10 frame window, thank you, Cindy.
And then that is basically the rundown for Andy. The timing ends on entering the portal and saying yes to Midna, but as far as the run goes, he has nothing else. He'll be looking at looking at his splits. He's looking at.
He could still lose
55.
time by getting the heart container.
That is true. I think Anna went for old strats.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I mean, the real casual strat is not knowing that you can pull the chain in the first place and just shooting fires in the forehead like 18 times or whatever it is.
Yeah, okay, Anna's just doing the... Is he? Okay,
Yeah,
no, he did the new thing. He just did it differently than I seen anybody else do it. He didn't like...
I don't know what he's on.
Someone turn of... They've never done the new fire strat? Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, I don't think he was doing the new strat. I think he was screwing up.
Oh, he got the heart container. What a legend. Yeah, so 55-21 according to Andy splits, which is...
That's a pretty good time.
I can guarantee it's a run that he's about 5 minutes off his PB. And
I think that's exactly 5 minutes off his PB.
4 minutes and 57 seconds.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
a 50-23, not 21.
Or like that'll be an insane time on the old route. I guarantee he's not happy with it with this new route. That's just how much time it saves. But GG's to Andy for winning the race, and then Anna
Yep, solid
Rekas is
run.
not very far behind at all. And then Nimzo is making his way into Virus. It looks like we have Anno and Andy in the waiting room if you want to pull those two in for an interview.
Oh, here we go.
Yo,
Hey fellas.
I'm over mid-sentence.
how are you guys' runs?
It was bad, but
Yeah, really, really bad. Except for the things that matter.
Do you guys think that falling in the lava in Goron Mine's first room is an effective way to save time in this category?
yes.
Yeah, I think it helps. And the second room.
Yeah. Gotta have
I
both
think-
in there.
Then I game over to a Tektite too. That was fun.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, I didn't even see that part. That's unfortunate.
That's
Yeah, I think everybody except for Simi died in that first room of Goron Mines, so
Simi's the real winner today.
True.
that might be why Simi lost, because he didn't die in that first room.
Didn't get that time save.
So does Nimzo do the new thing? It looks like he will be, yeah. Very good. Oh, and I didn't realize that CAC would still be in this glitch state. I didn't realize you had to like. I thought
Oh,
going
yeah,
to
it
the
is, huh?
Death Mountain Trail would fix it.
Well, yeah, but finishing Goron Mine sets it again.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then that's it for Nimzo as well. He's this is the final hit on Virus, and maybe he'll get the heart container as well. Who knows? It should still be a sub 1 from Nimzo though, which is considered a solid time for the old route.
Yeah.
Better than I have.
Yeah, really good race time. For the old route, that is.
Yeah, it was really cool seeing those two rep the old one. Also,
Nice
Timmy
nice
shooting it
BMO
from
snipe.
behind. For some reason, it's very easy to hit the BMOS in the eyes. Or the hitbox for it is very big, rather. Yeah, 59:34 according to Nimzo's splits, so very good race time for the old route.
Yep.
Nice.
We.
We Sammy going for the faster jump down to the bridge there.
Nice heart from that. I'm pretty sure there's the bulb one that spawns underneath that platform and dies in the lava there. That's what that heart was.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Just dies immediately.
Isn't his name like Phil or something?
I don't know. No, I thought Phil was the one in Eldon Hotel.
It might be.
They're all Phil.
It's possible. Oh, Eldon Hotel is Paul. My boss is named Paul. I don't think he's a bold one.
Shoutouts to Morgan's boss.
Nah, fuck that guy. He's always ruining my Elden Twilight time. It's possible. I don't know what he does, outside of this job.
And Timmy is doing his last hit on Virus now, so it'll be mid 102.
Yeah, I forget how long this cutscene is.
It's
Which
like
still isn't terrible as far as the race goes.
a minute-ish.
No, all these are really good race times. No question.
GG's on your jot wad, Anna.
Thanks. Pretty slow.
What a 102 jot wad, so yeah. Could be
How
a little bit
fast is
faster.
glitchless Jotwad?
Oh,
We'll
I
get
have
there one day.
I have splits for that. What's my PB? Hold on. Glitchless Jotwad. 107.38.
Nice.
So you still beat that.
Good thing there weren't any glitches in this run.
True.
No,
Not a single
certainly
one.
not.
And
GG,
that
Simi.
is that is
GG to
GG to Simi.
GG.
According to Simi, apart from 5th try Sword and Shield skip, this was still pretty bad, actually. I guess, yeah, I forgot that this run was lost 4.5 minutes to Hugo.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah, so unfortunately just a
I'm
A
sure we're gonna
big-
see a lot more of that in Wolf Dash.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
speaking
I
of
guess we
Wolf
should. I
Dash,
guess we should show Wolf Dash. Yeah.
we so next Saturday, I think it was what was it for 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. Eastern, wasn't it?
4 p.m. Eastern,
Hannah?
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be having the Wolf Dash any percent tournament seeding race to kind of kickstart the event next Saturday, and then we will have proper matches shortly after that. So definitely stay tuned for that. It'll be here on ZSR for as many matches as we can possibly get on here. So definitely exciting. We have a good turnout so far, and signups are still
Yep. I think
open,
it's.
so-
I think it's 23 people have signed up so far. If you're any kind of Twilight Princess runner and you haven't signed up for Wolf Dash 4, now's the time. The more the merrier. And that'll be
Definitely a
running
good time.
through August 2nd, I believe.
Yeah, should be a good time. Let's say we can send her over to Cubs to close things out then.
GG's. Well done, everyone.
Not really.
Looking
Thanks.
Look, well done for you. Not well done for you is pretty damn well done for almost anyone else. So deal with it.
GG to everybody except Anarakis.
Looking forward to Wolf Dash. Always a good time. As mentioned, please register for that if you haven't already, and please go give all our runners a follow. I'm sure all 4 of you will be involved. So,
Yep.
see plenty of everyone come that tournament. Want a big thank you to TGD and Morgan for comms today. Appreciate you both.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Gonna do it for us here tonight on ZSR, but keep an eye on the schedule for tomorrow into next week. Plenty going on. Could always find something you're interested in. Any final thoughts before we head on out?
I got nothing.
That's it for me.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Everybody stay safe out there. We will see you here again soon. Have a good night, all.
Bye.
See you guys.